Welcome to this training session on self-development in young children. Self-development refers to a child's growing understanding of themselves and is shaped significantly during early childhood. As child care providers, you play a crucial role in nurturing this process. Throughout this training session, we will explore how daily interactions, routines, and intentional activities contribute meaningfully to the formation of self-identity, self-esteem, and emotional resilience in infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Deposits into self-development are consistently made with loving relationships, thoughtful guidance, and responsive environments. This session will address practical approaches, evidence-based strategies, and the underlying psychology that supports positive self-growth. Be prepared to reflect on your own practices, consider new activities, and collaborate on solutions to common challenges in child development. By the end of the session, you will have a toolkit of methods for building confident, secure, and emotionally balanced children. This training session is made possible by the Kentucky Governor's Office of Early Childhood. Self-development during early childhood is a foundation for lifelong well-being. Children form a sense of self through discovering their abilities, preferences, and emotional responses. This process is influenced by attachment to caregivers, opportunities for autonomy, and responses to successes or failures. Infants look to adults for cues about trust and security, toddlers strive for independence, and preschoolers begin to identify their strengths and likes. Understanding each stage's unique needs helps you provide the appropriate support. The foundation for positive self-development includes emotional validation, encouragement of exploration, and consistent boundaries. Recognizing differences in temperament and developmental pace ensures that each child feels respected and supported. Your interaction style, listening, reflecting, praising, and guiding, help shape self-perception in critical ways. The Kentucky Early Childhood Standards place a strong emphasis on the child's sense of self and social-emotional development. The standards state that children should demonstrate a sense of self as unique individuals, express and regulate emotions, and show autonomy in daily routines. Teachers can foster this growth by creating opportunities for independence, offering emotional support, and celebrating accomplishments. The standards encourage responsive, relationship-based care that supports both self-regulation and social skills. Domain areas like social-emotional development, approaches to learning, and communication all directly support self-concept. By embedding these standards into your daily practice, you ensure you are making deposits toward self-esteem, autonomy, and resilience that align with Kentucky's quality benchmarks. This means every interaction, activity, and classroom routine has the potential to support self-development. And it's not just best practice. It's a requirement in high-quality Kentucky programs. As we move through this training, we will keep referencing how strategies tie back to these state expectations. Attachment, the emotional bond between children and caregivers, is central to healthy self-development. Secure attachment results from consistent, responsive, and nurturing interactions. When infants feel safe, they are free to explore their environment, knowing someone is available for comfort if needed. This creates confidence, curiosity, and resilience. Insecure or disorganized attachment can result in difficulties with trust, emotional regulation, and learning. As a provider, you can foster secure attachment by being attuned to each child's needs, responding promptly to distress, offering gentle touch, and maintaining predictable routines. These behaviors communicate acceptance and love and lay the groundwork for healthy social and emotional development. Developing attachment is not limited to the home. Your nurturing presence in daily care makes a difference. Responsive caregiving means being aware of and sensitive to a child's signals, needs, and interests. This requires observing nonverbal cues as much as listening to words. For infants, responsiveness might mean picking up a crying baby, engaging in eye contact, and soothing with gentle words. Toddlers require guidance, but also space to try new things on their own. Preschoolers benefit from verbal reflection on their experiences and emotions. Being responsive builds trust, fosters emotional intelligence, and encourages children to express themselves openly. When children notice you consistently react to their needs, they internalize the belief that they are worthy of care. Responsive caregiving deposits into their sense of security, a key ingredient in self-confidence and self-worth. Emotional validation is the acknowledgement and acceptance of a child's feelings. This supports self-development by teaching that all emotions are valid and manageable, even difficult ones. Infants sense validation through soothing and gentle tone, while toddlers and preschoolers benefit from naming and describing their emotions. For instance, I see that you're upset because the blocks fail. That's really frustrating. This helps children connect words to their experiences, fostering emotional literacy. Emotional validation doesn't mean permissiveness. Boundaries are set with empathy. Regularly validating emotions encourages children to communicate feelings constructively rather than suppress them. Over time, children learn to self-soothe and regulate emotions more effectively, which is a crucial step for a positive self-image. Ask yourself, think of a time when, as a child or even as an adult, someone really listened to you and acknowledged your feelings without judgment. What did they say or do that made you feel understood? And how could you model that for the children that you work with? Recall the moments when they felt truly heard and understood. Notice the specific behaviors that made those moments powerful. Maybe it was eye contact, tone of voice, or affirming words. How can these behaviors be intentionally used in your caregiving practice to offer children emotional validation? Modeling this behavior teaches children that their feelings are important and acceptable, helping them develop emotional literacy and self-confidence. Deposits in self-development are made whenever children are allowed and encouraged to do things themselves. Autonomy refers to the ability to act independently, make choices, and solve problems. For infants, this means reaching for toys and exploring new sounds. Toddlers seek to dress themselves or help with simple tasks. Preschoolers may want input into group activities or express preferences. Providing opportunities for autonomy, such as self-feeding, selecting activities, or deciding what to wear, empowers children. Supportive adults offer encouragement without taking over, stepping in only when necessary for safety. Be patient with mistakes, offering guidance rather than criticism. When children succeed, reinforce their achievements with specific praise. Autonomy helps children develop confidence in their abilities and a sense of agency. Think of a time when you were a child. Can you remember a moment when you were trusted to make a choice or do something independently for the very first time? How did it make you feel? And how did it influence your willingness to try new things afterward? Let that memory surface and notice the emotions tied to it. Perhaps pride, excitement, or even nervousness. How can those same emotions be present when children in your care face new challenges? Fostering autonomy in small steps can build trust and self-confidence, just as it may have in your own life. Praise is powerful when delivered sincerely, specifically, and focused on effort. Rather than generic comments like "good job," praise effort with persistence. "You worked really hard to put those blocks together." This style of praise teaches children to value the process over results, helping them understand that challenges are opportunities to learn. Encourage even small accomplishments. These add up over time. Recognize when children show kindness, curiosity, or effort. Be mindful to avoid comparisons with other children. Focus on individual progress. Encouragement is especially impactful when children struggle or hesitate. It transforms setbacks into teachable moments and reinforces resilience. By consistently offering specific praise, you help build strong self-esteem and motivation for learning. Children need clear boundaries to feel safe and learn about expectations. Setting limits helps children understand what behaviors are acceptable and builds self-control. Boundaries should be consistent, age-appropriate, and explained calmly. For infants, boundaries are physical, safe sleep practices, and gentle handling. Toddlers and preschoolers need rules that make sense. We use gentle hands with our friends. Reinforce limits with explanation, not just correction. Always model respect and patience. Children learn more from what you do than what you say. Respectful discipline strategies such as redirection or natural consequences deposit into self-development by teaching responsibility without shame. Boundaries create a predictable structure where children feel secure to explore and grow. Self-development thrives when children participate actively in daily routines. Allow infants to grasp toys or help with feeding by holding spoons. Encourage toddlers to put away toys and help with dressing. Preschoolers can assist with group cleanups or simple snack preparation. These tasks foster a sense of competence and belonging. Guide children with patience, explaining each step and celebrating effort, not perfection. Independence does not mean absence of support. Be present to help, but resist the urge to do everything for them. Allow choice within boundaries, such as, would you like to wear the blue shirt or the red one? These opportunities build self-reliance, promote problem solving, and affirm the child's role as a valued participant in the group. Relationships shape self-development by providing a framework for understanding social roles and expectations. Infants thrive with consistent, loving caregivers who respond to their cues. Toddlers benefit from opportunities for peer interaction, learning concepts like sharing and turn-taking. Preschoolers begin to form deeper friendships and practice empathy. As a provider, promote healthy relationships by modeling kindness, respect, and empathy. Facilitate group activities that require cooperation and collaboration. Address conflicts with calm mediation, teaching children to express feelings and resolve differences. Safe and positive relationships create a supportive atmosphere where every child feels included and valued, laying the foundation for healthy social and emotional growth. Play is a vital deposit into self-development, supporting creativity, problem-solving, and emotional expression. Infants use sensory play to explore their environment. Toddlers benefit from imaginative or constructive play, and preschoolers enjoy games with rules and pretend scenarios. Through play, children test boundaries, practice decision-making, and discover their preferences. Structured and unstructured play environments offer different benefits. Observe play to understand individual strengths and challenges. Join in play following the child's lead, and always use play themes to teach new concepts. Always ensure that play materials are safe and age appropriate. Play isn't just recreation, it's a serious tool for learning and growing. Language is a key component of self-development. Infants learn through sounds, facial expressions, and tone. Regularly talk to infants, narrate activities, and respond to babbling. Toddlers benefit from rich vocabulary exposure, singing, and reading. Preschoolers enjoy storytelling, rhyming, and conversation. When children express themselves verbally and are listened to, their sense of self grows. Encourage questions, give children time to answer, and celebrate their attempts at new words. Model positive communication and introduce concepts about feelings, choices, and relationships. You can use language to support emotional validation and autonomy. I see you're feeling sad. That's okay. Effective communication fosters self-confidence and emotional literacy. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions. It starts in infancy and grows through the toddler and preschool years. Help children identify and name their feelings. Model calm responses to stress and discuss problem-solving techniques. Practice mindfulness activities like deep breathing for calming down. Encourage children to notice others' emotions and practice empathy. Discussing emotions during stories or group play reinforces learning. Emotional intelligence helps children manage frustration, cooperate, and build healthy relationships. Depositing daily into emotional intelligence equips children for lifelong success in social and academic environments. A child's self-esteem develops through repeated positive experiences of success, acceptance, and love. Infants feel valued through physical comfort and attention. Toddlers build self-worth by mastering new skills, and preschoolers develop pride in achievements and friendships. Celebrate effort and progress, not just results. Always avoid criticism that targets identity. Focus instead on behavior. Model self-acceptance by sharing your own feelings and handling mistakes openly. Encourage children's interests and strengths. Provide opportunities for leadership and choice. Regular praise and encouragement foster a resilient sense of self-esteem, preparing children for challenges and setbacks. Children are naturally curious and learn best when given opportunities to explore safely. Infants explore with all senses. Toddlers test boundaries through movement and manipulation. Preschoolers ask questions and develop theories. As a provider, create an environment rich in stimulating but safe materials. Encourage questions, wonder aloud, and engage in joint discovery. Be patient with messes or mistakes as they are part of learning. Offer time for both structured and spontaneous exploration. Celebrate curiosity, demonstrating that learning is a lifelong process. Support children's individual interests and introduce new topics to broaden horizons. These experiences strengthen problem solving, creativity, and adaptability. Identity refers to how children see themselves in relation to others. It is shaped by family, culture, values, and everyday experiences. Support positive identity by reflecting children's backgrounds, languages, and traditions in your classroom. Celebrate diversity through books, music, art, and group activities. Address stereotypes and encourage children to appreciate both similarities and differences. Ask questions about family stories, heroes, and personal interests. Respond to questions about identity openly and without judgment. When children feel their identity is valued, they develop confidence and pride in themselves. Positive identity development lays the foundation for respect and empathy. Every child develops at their own pace and in their own style. Observe each child's strengths, interests, and temperaments. Modify approaches to accommodate differences. Offer quiet spaces for introverts, active play for energy-filled children, and flexible routines for those who struggle with transitions. Avoid comparisons between children. Instead, celebrate unique contributions. Communicate with families about home cultures, traditions, and individual goals. Always adjust expectations for developmental milestones and provide extra support where needed. By honoring individual differences, you help each child develop a strong, authentic sense of self. Support inclusion by ensuring activities are accessible and welcoming to all children. Culture and family greatly shape self-development. Children bring rich backgrounds and traditions into every interaction. Learn about each child's home language, holidays, and family structure. Respect and include ceremonies, foods, and stories in the child care setting. Encourage families to share cultural artifacts or visit for storytelling. Celebrate multilingual abilities and encourage cultural pride. Always be aware of biases and work to challenge stereotypes. Positive connections between home and child care environments help children feel secure in their identity. When children's backgrounds are valued, they are more likely to express themselves confidently and engage positively with peers. Transitions and changes, new caregivers, routines, or settings can be sources of stress for young children. Help prepare children for transitions with clear expectations, visual cues, and extra comfort. Practice new routines before they occur using role play or picture schedules. Recognize signs of stress, clinginess, mood changes, or withdrawal, and then respond with empathy. Maintain stability whenever possible. Encourage children to express worries or ask questions. Always support caregivers and families during transitions, fostering collaboration and communication. Make sure to teach calming techniques like deep breathing or cuddling a comfort object. By supporting transitions smoothly, you help children build adaptability and resilience. Regular observation and reflection help improve the deposits you make into children's self-development. Set aside time to document children's progress, noting strengths and areas needing support. Reflect on your own interaction style. Are you patient, encouraging, and consistent? Discuss observations with fellow staff and families. Use feedback to refine practices or introduce fresh activities. Observation is more than assessment. It is a way to deepen relationships, recognize growth, and individualize support. Adjust routines and techniques based on reflective insights. Continuous improvement benefits children as you adapt to their evolving needs in your child care environment. Families are children's primary teachers and sources of identity. Foster strong partnerships by communicating openly, respectfully, and regularly. Share observations and celebrate progress together. Invite family input in planning activities, choosing materials, and setting goals. Provide resources on self-development for parents and caregivers. Respect differences in discipline styles, routines, and expectations. A united approach supports children's confidence and security. Encourage home activities that reinforce self-development, such as reading, cultural celebrations, and emotional conversations. Collaborate to address challenges and share strategies for success. Strong family-provider collaboration strengthens children's sense of belonging. Challenging behaviors, which might include tantrums, fighting, or refusal to cooperate, are typical parts of early development. Address them with understanding and patience. Always view behavior as communication about children's unmet needs or emotions. Use calm, clear language to describe expectations and provide choices where possible. Redirect behavior toward positive outlets. Offer comfort and model problem-solving skills. Avoid punitive reactions. Instead, teach coping strategies like counting, breathing, or asking for help. Observe triggers such as fatigue, hunger, or overstimulation. Discuss persistent challenges with family and seek support from specialists if needed. Addressing challenging behaviors respectfully strengthens self-control and emotional resilience. Children with developmental delays or special needs require additional deposits into self-development. Collaborate with specialists, therapists, and families to understand individual plans and goals. Modify activities for accessibility and celebrate all successes, small or large. Encourage peer relationships and inclusion in group activities. Use visual aids, sensory supports, or alternative communication tools when needed. Be patient and flexible with routines. Celebrate the uniqueness of each child. Use strength-based approaches to boost confidence and self-worth. Promote understanding and acceptance within the group. Always advocate for resources and professional development to improve inclusive practices. Documenting progress. Always track milestones, struggles, and successes using journals, checklists, photos, and portfolios. Share documentation with families to highlight children's growth over time. Analyze patterns to adjust practices and support individual needs. Record social interactions, emotional responses, and emerging skills. Review data regularly with the team and use insights to refine curriculum. Documentation celebrates each unique child's journey and reinforces self-development. Self-care is essential for child care providers. Caring for young children requires patience, empathy, and resilience, qualities that can be depleted without regular self-reflection and support. Set aside time for professional development, peer discussions, and personal wellness. Recognize stress signals and seek support as needed. Reflect on what deposits into your own sense of accomplishment and well-being are made. Wellness routines for providers, movement, mindfulness, creative outlets help maintain your effectiveness. Modeling self-care benefits the children in your care, showing them healthy ways to manage emotions and challenges. Thriving adults create thriving children. Community resources can be valuable deposits into self-development. Organize visits from artists, health professionals, or local leaders who share talents, stories, and knowledge. Explore community events that celebrate diversity or learning. Collaborate with libraries, parks, or museums for field trips. Encourage families to participate in community celebrations. Discuss with children the roles of community helpers and the importance of making connections outside the child care setting. Positive community exposure broadens children's sense of belonging and strengthens identity. Build strong partnerships with organizations that support children and families in your setting. Here we translate Kentucky Early Childhood Standards into everyday actions. For example, using the social emotional development benchmarks to shape lesson planning, observation, and family communication. Aligning your practices with the standards boosts program quality and consistency. When you integrate standards into your curriculum and daily interactions, you reinforce key deposits into children's self-development. This also supports regulatory compliance and professional credibility. Examples include documenting children's progress in social skills, fostering autonomy aligned with the approaches to learning standards, and using assessment to tailor interactions. Understanding and applying these standards enhances both the child's experience and the program's overall success. Continued learning and growth for providers benefits children's self-development. Attend workshops, training, and conferences on child development. You can read current research and best practice resources. Always participate in professional networks for shared insights. When you regularly review and update your skills, you can focus on improvement. Encourage peer mentorship and collaborative problem solving. Lifelong learning demonstrates to children the value of growth and curiosity. Your professional development is a deposit into quality and effectiveness of the care you provide. Challenges are inevitable, but each provides an opportunity for growth. Common barriers include limited resources, high child-to-adult ratios, or challenging behaviors. Approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset and seek input from colleagues and families. Adjust expectations based on context and remain flexible. Celebrate small victories during difficult times. These mean progress for children. Reflect on what's working and what needs change. Always ask for support when needed and offer help to others. Resilience as a provider is modeled through consistent effort and adaptability, helping children develop similar strengths. Lesson planning is a powerful tool for intentionally supporting self-development in young children. Effective lesson plans address children's unique developmental needs, fostering self-awareness, self-esteem, and autonomy. As child care providers, you should regularly create structured activities that provide opportunities for children to explore their interests, express feelings, and identify their strengths. Planning with self-development in mind means considering both group activities and individual needs. Thoughtful lesson plans integrate play, reflection, and choice, empowering children to take ownership of their learning. Review your current lesson planning process and identify places where you can insert more opportunities for self-discovery. Periodically evaluate outcomes to ensure activities are meaningful and impactful for every child. Think back to your own early years, a time when a caregiver, teacher, or family member made a lasting positive impact on how you saw yourself. What did they do? What did they say that helped you feel confident, valued, or capable? How might you bring similar moments into your daily work with the children in your care? A lesson plan that nurtures self-development includes several key elements. First, state clear objectives such as helping children recognize their feelings or explore personal interests. Select age-appropriate experiences. Infants may benefit from mirror play, toddlers from all about me activities, and preschoolers from strength sharing circles. Activities should be open-ended to allow for child-led exploration and expression. Include prompts for reflection, like asking children what they like about themselves or how they solved a problem. Incorporate choice to empower participation. Plan assessment by observing children's self-expression and social interactions. Documentation helps track progress and guide adjustments. Thoughtful lesson plans intentionally support children's growing sense of self, autonomy, and emotional literacy. One example of a self-focused infant lesson is mirror play. Place an unbreakable mirror at the infant's level and gently encourage them to look at their reflection. Describe their actions. You're waving your hand. Name facial expressions and body parts to build self-recognition and awareness. Observe reactions like curiosity or delight and document these responses. Pair mirror play with songs and gentle touch to deepen emotional bonds. Gradually introduce caregiver interaction during mirror time to reinforce attachment. Repeat this activity regularly to support developmental milestones like smiling or imitating expressions. Mirror play is a simple yet effective way to nurture early self-awareness and trust. For toddlers, an All About Me collage fosters identity exploration. You can provide materials such as photos, colorful paper, and stickers alongside glue and paper. Encourage children to select images that represent their interests, family, and favorites. Ask open-ended questions like, what do you like about this picture? Or who is in your family? To prompt verbal expression. Document children's comments to gain insights into their developing self-concept. Display collages at children's eye level with name labels to celebrate individuality. Invite children to share their collages, promoting confidence and social sharing. This creative activity supports language development, pride, and a positive sense of self. A My Strengths sharing circle is ideal for preschoolers to build positive self-image. You can begin this circle by reading a story that highlights varied strengths and talents. Invite each child to think about something they feel proud of or know well. Encourage turn-taking and use the sentence starters like, I am good at, to support participation. Ensure all children feel valued and respected during sharing. Record responses and discuss the diversity of strengths within the group. Reinforce that everyone has unique qualities and talents. This activity not only supports self-esteem, but also fosters empathy and respect among peers, strengthening social connections. Self-development is supported continuously throughout the day, not only during planned lessons. Integrate self-focused opportunities into daily routines such as greetings, meals, transitions, and cleanup. Offer children choices like selecting a song for circle or deciding between snack options. This promotes autonomy. Use transitions to ask reflective questions, encouraging children to talk about emotions or achievements. Involve children in tasks suited to their abilities, affirming effort and responsibility. Provide specific positive feedback during these natural moments. By making self-development a seamless part of everyday activities, you create a supportive, consistent environment where growth is nurtured continuously. Ask yourself, looking back on your own developmental journey, what were the small but consistent deposits from adults that had the biggest impact on your confidence and self-belief? How can you intentionally create similar moments every day in your work? I would like you to write down 3 specific examples of positive interactions, such as encouragement before a performance or patience during teaching mistakes, that boosted your sense of worth. Brainstorm ways to replicate these consistent, meaningful deposits with the children in your care. Small, everyday affirmations lead to a strong foundation of self-esteem and resilience. Personal reflection on your own experiences deepens empathy and motivates intentional caregiving that fosters self-development. Every day offers countless opportunities to make deposits into infants, toddlers, and preschoolers' self-development. Be intentional with your words, actions, and responses. Always celebrate each child's uniqueness, strengths, and progress. Use challenges and setbacks as teachable moments for growth. Maintain curiosity and a collaborative spirit, constantly seeking ways to improve your teaching. Remember, small, consistent deposits, a kind word, a moment of shared joy, or gentle encouragement have lasting impact on children's self-worth and identity. Your commitment to nurturing both children and yourself ensures a strong foundation for lifelong well-being. The effect of your daily deposits extends far beyond early childhood into the future. Thank you for your engagement and dedication to supporting young children's self-development. As you move forward with this new information, discuss approaches you would like to try or resources you may need. Collaborate with colleagues on next steps for program improvement and professional growth. Commit to making daily deposits into children's self-esteem, celebrating progress, however small. Stay connected with families, colleagues, and community partners for ongoing support. Together, we build environments where every child is valued and empowered to grow into confident, capable individuals.